Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to...
What is your own personal definition of experiential marketing?
Okay, in the simplest, you understand, of forms, it is basically, creating experiences that brings, you understand, a brand to life, which the consumer. If I want to expatiate bits on that, experiential marketing actually is a form of advertising. In fact, traditionally, it will be classified under below the line advertising. But today, we know it as experiential. And it is simply premised on the idea that experience is the best teacher. So what we do in experiential marketing is actually to create experiences that connect the consumer, you understand, to a brand, and creates and nurtures that bond over time, so that at the end of it all, you make loyalists of them. So just again explain it in simple terms. Just imagine two boys vying for the hand of a girl. One happens to be some distance away and is very dutiful in communicating to this girl. He writes her letters, you understand, he sends her poems from afar. He's always trying to keep in touch, through whatever means that which can reach her. That's an example of advertising, because the communication is from a distance to this person, even though through a variety of means. Now, compared to the boy who is living not too far away from that girl and can always go on, you understand, to visit her, spend time with her. They can take a stroll down the road together, buy granuts and guguru and eat. And they have, they have experienced little things that they can share together. Yes, their guess is as good as mine, who, all things being equal, you understand, will have the girl, be endeared to him. And that's what experiential marketing is in a nutshell.
So how did you get entangled with experiential marketing?
Yeah, that's a very interesting one. For my life, when I was in the university, I couldn't have imagined that I was going to end up in the marketing communications industry. The closest I could imagine possibly was either a career in broadcasting or maybe in public relations, but not advertising. But one thing led to another, and I found myself in insight communications and fell in love with advertising immediately. And then, from there I met Mr. Fumi Onobolu, who incidentally was my account director when I was in Insight. We got on very well, you understand. He was my boss, but I got on really perfectly. And so when I was living Insight in 1991 to go to S1 just started, I think, about a few years earlier. I mentioned to him that, look, if you ever think of setting something up, please let me know, and I will tag along with you. And that call came in 1995, and so I joined him at the start of Kose Limited. And so, one of the things that he said to me was, okay, we had one client, Jamaican Tobacco, and what we were developing for them, trying to develop for them, was content, radio content. The Sunny Golden World of Benson and Eddies was a radio program that we produce and then syndicate across Nigeria. So he then said to me that, okay, the title he gave me was head of events. Okay, events, let's go and give this a shot and see what it is like. And one of the very first briefs that, I had to develop was to come up with an idea for a game show. Where do I start from? Okay, called up a few of the experiences that I had. Luckily, I was very much involved with theater productions when I was in school. So I said, okay, let me call on some of the things that you could think of, from there. And it cut a long story short. Through that, some brainstorming between myself and himself, That was how Star Wheel of Fortune came into existence. And this was the first ever TV game show. There was also a variety show. There was also an in-bar activation helping to sell a particular brand, both in terms of the image and as well as equity, building equity, as well as also making sales for them. And it was a very big program that involved the biggest names in Nigerian music scene at the time. It was developed again for television, and it was syndicated, across Nigeria. From that experience, the rest I can say is history.
I like that. I like that. So, what would you say makes a good experiential marketer?
I would say to you that first and foremost, you need to understand that what we do is serious business, in the sense that experiential marketing falls under the promotional mix. When we talk about marketing mix, traditionally we talk about the 4 P's: product, place, price, promotion. So experiential marketing falls under that promotional mix. And of course, advertising, which is the broader thing, is within that space. And so what we do actually is help in demand creation. That's what we do. We help in demand creation. And so we help the wheels of commerce to continue to rotate. Okay. Because if anybody produces any goods or service and nobody is buying, then of course that process cannot be repeated. So fundamentally, what I'm trying to say in essence is that you need to have knowledge, because it's serious business. So you need to have a grounding. If it's marketing, that's good. Advertising, mass communication, economics, any of the social sciences, or any discipline, because we've had people from other disciplines who are excelling, within the space that you have. Then you, of course, you must have the passion. I believe you must be a creative person. You must be very resourceful, because in the course of your experiences of what you do, you will come across many challenges. The entire Nigerian landscape, and sometimes even outside Nigeria, is where we operate. And so in the course of trying to do what you want to do, you're going to come across a variety of challenges. Some from the authorities, some from the locals, some in terms of technology, logistics. In fact, one of the biggest things that you find with experiential marketing is that the logistics content of what we do is very high. You are moving men, materials, around in an environment where the logistics support, you understand, is not where it ought to be. You still have to rely on the airlines. You still have to rely on the transport system. You still have to rely on so many people that you have to trust them to be able to deliver before you can deliver on whatever promises that you have made to the clients. And then, of course, the experience you want to deliver. So resourcefulness is a very key aspect. You have to be creative, and you must have at least a basic knowledge of marketing.